Resources are a key element in winning any battle. These raw materials are the currency that allows you to pay for new units and buildings or purchase upgrades for your army. Your level of raw materials is displayed in the upper right corner. Each building or unit you construct has a cost associated with it. To gather more resources, each faction has their own unique method of collection. Novus utilizes recycling centers. These structures will automatically dispatch collector drones around the map to gather more raw materials and bring them back. When playing as the Hierarchy, you construct Reaper drones which automatically travel the map, collecting anything in their path that they find useful. As the Masari, you need only construct matter engines which automatically gather energy from the surrounding area over time. Regardless of the faction you play, resources are the lifeblood of any battle. Without adequate raw materials on hand, your army is doomed to failure. Each faction has unique research options available to them. You access the research trees on any faction by clicking the button in the lower left corner of the screen. By conducting research in any one of the 3 branches, a variety of new and powerful upgrades become available for your faction. Each suite of technology along any branch offers several enhancements for your faction, such as stealth, new unit abilities, and even heroes and super weapons. To access deeper suites along any branch, you must first research the lower suites of that branch. The technologies in later suites are much more powerful than the early ones. There is a raw material cost associated with each suite you research. As you research deeper along any branch, the cost and time it takes to research increases. In most game modes, you can only research 6 suites of technology total, so make your choices wisely. You can undo your choices, but you will not regain any raw materials by doing so. When your research project is completed, all the technology within that suite is immediately ready for use. This is a rich feature of Universe at War and can change the very nature of the battle. Explore and experiment with the suites to find combinations that suit your style of play. When playing as Novus, power generation and flow are important factors to keep in mind since almost every structure requires power to function. Flow generators provide power automatically to everything within the green circle around the generator. Flow conduit towers can then be built to relay power across great distances, creating hotspots of power wherever you like. These towers are cloaked, so enemies can't see them without specific units or abilities. In this way, you can create a network of power lines and hotspots that can easily stretch across the entire map, allowing you to expand quickly and invisibly. The network can be used for more than just power. You can utilize it to rapidly move or flow Novus units to any location on the network. Simply select the units that you wish to move, and then select a destination anywhere along your network. Note that at the start of a game, Novus can only flow infantry units, but with research upgrades, almost every Novus unit can utilize flow. Such rapid response means you can send reinforcements anywhere on the map at a moment's notice, provided you have the network in place. This is one of Novus's most powerful advantages in fighting the other factions. Be sure to extend your network as quickly as possible. Patching is Novus's unique way of dealing with changing battlefield conditions. This system allows you to enhance aspects of your units, resource collection, and even structures when necessary. Near the radar at the bottom of the screen, you'll find the patch queue, which shows the currently active patches. Clicking on the queue will open the patch menu. The patch menu displays all the patches you can run. Patches that are dimmed are unavailable and need to be researched. To activate a patch, simply click on the one you want to run. It will immediately go into effect, pushing out any older patch that was previously running in the queue. Note that after you run a patch, you cannot activate another one for a few moments. Once you construct a science center, you will have the ability to run 2 patches at once, allowing for some very interesting combinations. When you have a double queue, the oldest patch running is always pushed out first, making room for the newer ones. There are a few very powerful patches that expire after running for a few moments, becoming dead space in the queue. You must use other patches to push out expired ones. The patching system has tremendous impact on Novus's gameplay. It is important to always keep patches running while playing, especially ones that complement your current strategy. When playing as the Hierarchy, The most powerful units you can deploy are the 3 types of walkers. These titans of the battlefield are an awesome weapon, but their power doesn't stop at mere size. Each walker has a series of leg and body sockets that can be customized with a variety of hardpoint upgrades. Each socket can accommodate one hardpoint of your choice, and there are different choices for legs and body sockets. When a socket is selected, a radial menu of hardpoint choices appears. Items that are grayed out need to be researched in order to be used. Provided you have the raw materials needed, simply click the hardpoint you wish to purchase, and it will begin construction on the chosen socket. Some hardpoints boost the walker's weapon behavior, others enhance production capabilities, and still others add weapons and new methods of attack. Many of them can be built multiple times on the same walker to further boost its abilities as well. Empty sockets are very vulnerable to enemy attack, so building hardpoints is an essential part of keeping your walkers functional. Players are encouraged to find a hardpoint configuration that suits their combat style. Your walker can roam the battlefield fully armed, or sit back with production enhancements and rapidly beam in soldiers to assault the enemy. The possibilities are endless. The Architect is a very versatile and important unit for the Masari faction. Not only can it be used to create buildings, but it can also amplify the operation of any Masari structure. You can task an additional architect onto any construction project, increasing that structure's build speed. You can task up to 2 architects onto any production structure to increase the build speed of all units from that structure. Likewise, you can task up to 2 architects onto any structure being upgraded in order to hasten the upgrade time. You can also amplify your turret's fire rate and damage with up to 2 architects, making them very useful for base defense. Architects can also boost the income rate from any matter engines you own, making them valuable when you need more energy. One of the Masari's key advantages is in boosting its base operations through architects. It is very important to keep your architects tasked at all times, otherwise you are limiting your potential playing the Masari, and victory will be in doubt. The Masari have the unique ability to embrace either light or dark energy, which changes their unit and structure behaviors. Light mode gives the Masari long sight and attack ranges at the cost of movement speed and armor. Enemy objects also suffer additional burn damage from many light-based attacks. By clicking the toggle button on the interface, the Masari can switch between light mode and dark mode at will. In dark mode, units gain dark matter armor, or DMA, automatically over time. DMA will absorb damage from enemy attacks before your units suffer any permanent damage. Units and structures have significantly less sight and attack range in dark mode. However, most units move and fire faster and can slow the movement of enemies hit by their attacks. Another consideration is flying units. In dark mode, all flying units are grounded and cannot fly, but when you return to light mode, they take to the skies again. The Masari superweapon is also mode dependent, so keep in mind that when you switch modes, you lose any progress towards charging the weapon. There are many differences between light and dark modes, as well as multiple research projects that augment the 2 modes. Learning when to use each mode and what a unit can do in those modes is key to becoming a successful Masari commander. Global Conquest scenarios are free-form games that allow you to play out a variety of scenarios against computer opponents from any faction's viewpoint. In these games, you will spend time in the global view as well as in tactical combat. From global, you plan your strategies, build up your strike forces, and execute attacks on enemy territories. You can rotate the globe by holding the right mouse button down and moving the cursor. Each territory on the globe is colored by who currently owns it. Novus territories are blue, Hierarchy are red, and Masari are green. Neutral territories are shown in gray. When you want to select something, simply left-click on it. You can select global structures, their upgrades, or your heroes with their strike forces in this manner. To jump to and select any hero, double-click their portrait. You can also jump to any territory by clicking it on the world map. Simply select a hero and right-click on a destination to move them. If the location is an enemy territory, you will initiate combat in that territory. The basic operations shown here will allow you to navigate and control your forces. There's a lot more to learn about Global Conquest, so be sure to watch the additional tutorials on global structures and strike forces. When you begin a conquest game, you will start with at least one territory that contains your faction's headquarters. If your headquarters are destroyed, you lose the game, so keep it safe at all costs. In all other territories you own or conquer, you have the option of building one of several global structures. These structures not only establish ownership of that territory, they grant unique abilities to the owner. The common global structures you can build are resource, unit, and research generators. Simply click the Empty Territory button and choose the one you want to build. If you have the appropriate funds, construction begins. Once you construct a global structure, you can attach it to a number of unique upgrades, which vary by the type of global structure built. Select the global structure icon to open the upgrade menu, then choose what you want to build.
Upgrade completed.
Global structures and their upgrades are present in tactical combat and vulnerable to attack by enemy forces. If an enemy can knock out your upgrade, you will lose any tactical and global benefits it was providing until you can rebuild it. There are many strategies centered around destroying or utilizing specific upgrades. Experiment to find what works for you. Heroes and their strike forces are critical to your success in conquest campaigns. Strike forces not only carry persistent units with them, but they are the only way to launch attacks on enemy territories. Each faction has 3 types of hero units. The type determines the amount of units that can travel with that hero, as well as benefits like stealth, construction capability, global movement distance, flight speed, and more. When any hero is selected, the Strike Force Management panel lets you purchase and sell units from that hero's force by left or right clicking on the icons respectively. Some units can only be built into Strike Forces once you've upgraded your global structures with the appropriate technology. Leveraging your Strike Force's abilities is key to success. Flying a non-stealth Strike Force over a defended enemy territory is a surefire way to damage your units. When a Strike Force is destroyed, the hero will reappear and remain at your faction's headquarters until they recover. All units that were in the Strike Force will need to be rebuilt. When attacking a territory, Strike Forces arrive in transports. You can choose any open location on which to deploy your forces. Your heroes can call for retreat at any time, allowing you to evacuate. Retreat is valuable in many situations. It's not always a good idea to fight to the death. If you were victorious in combat, the post-battle screen allows you to choose which units you keep with your strike forces and which are sold off and converted into global funds. There are many paths to victory in global conquest games. Be sure to explore all your options and leverage your units and strike forces to best effect. Even in the face of devastating loss, a well-prepared player will always emerge victorious.